I know book lovers and like bookish people are all familiar with the super cute nickname Bookworms, but I'm here to ruin that nickname for you forever. What's up everyone, my name is Kelsey, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little different because this video is educational and it starts with a story. So here we go. I know book lovers and like bookish people are all familiar with the super cute nickname Bookworms, but I'm here to ruin that nickname for you forever. I recently participated in the reading rush, and during the reading rush there were Twitter sprints, and Books and Lala did a sprint that was like a scavenger hunt. So she would tweet a prompt, you would find a book on your shelves that matched that prompt, and then post a picture of it. One of these prompts was the oldest book on your shelf, which for me by far was this like cheap mid-1900s paperback copy of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. So I get this book off my shelf and I hold it up to take a picture, and I notice this like weird divot at the bottom of the pages, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I crack it open a little and this maggot-shaped worm falls out, okay? And I dropped that shit so fast and I yelled at my boyfriend to come throw this book away. And then I got suddenly paranoid that my other books had worms in them. I found 2 more books with gross worm tracks. One of them I just threw away. The other one I had some affection for, so I asked my boyfriend to get rid of the worms, and then I tried to save them. So this video is about bookworms and how to prevent them and how to get rid of them if you find some. First off, to be technical, bookworms are not really worms. They're larvae of beetles, which is grosser somehow. They don't have to come into your house on a book. Like, they can come in through a window or tracked on your shoes. So just because you're not bringing old books into your house doesn't mean you can't get bookworms. Bookworms are way more likely to affect older books, especially cheaper books, especially paperbacks. Something about the binding and the pages thinness really attracts them, but they can affect newer books, so sorry, but you have to keep an eye out. The newest book of mine that was affected was from like the late 1990s. I think I got it when I was 8, and it's this copy. Afraid to open it still. It's this copy of The Eyes of the Dragon by Stephen King. Like modern binding and bookmaking has new methods now and new glues and new chemicals to prevent bookworms, so way less likely to affect newer books. Alright, to prevent bookworms, I'm sorry, but you shouldn't eat around your books. This is a tough one for me because I'm always snacking and eating, but really it's the easiest way to attract bugs to your bookshelves. If you have a lot of older books and you're very concerned about bookworms becoming a problem, you can soak a rag or a bit of rag in turpentine and set it behind your books on the shelves, and that's a deterrent, and then you just have to replace it whenever the smell disappears. You can also sprinkle black pepper on your bookshelves, which is weirdly a deterrent. If you do find bookworms in your books and on your shelves, and you don't want to just throw away your books, which is fair, the most common recommended method of treating for bookworms is to put your book in a plastic Ziploc bag with a rag soaked in ether, but I don't know where the fuck you would even find ether in a store. So another option, a cheaper option and an easier option, is to put your books in plastic bags and put them in the freezer for a couple of weeks to kill the larvae. The downside of this is that if you have like rare or expensive older books, you don't want to put them in the freezer because the cold can damage the binding. So the ether option is going to be better. If you have a constant problem with bookworms and you've treated your books and you're still having a problem, your bookshelves might be infested. The bookworms can also burrow into the fibers of the wood and lay eggs. Ugh. So you've got a couple options at that point. If you have like a big fancy like built-in shelves library, you'll probably have to fumigate. That sucks. Very expensive. If you have like $40 Billy bookshelves, just replace your bookshelves. It's so worth it to not ruin all of your books. I'm keeping an eye on my shelves just in case, but if I find more bookworms, I'm just going to replace the shelves because it's not worth it. It's not worth ruining more books just because I don't want to buy a new bookshelf. I've had these books in the freezer for a couple weeks. I admit I left them in for longer than the recommended 2 weeks because I'm very afraid of bugs. I'm gonna have to have my boyfriend look at this because there's definitely like a smush bug in there, and there's like, ugh, there's no way. But I can show you what a track looks like. If you can see that, if it'll focus. So that's what a track looks like, and you can see like in the pages. This one wasn't that bad. Alright, so that track wasn't that bad. This book I put in the freezer as a precautionary measure because this is like, I have an emotional attachment to this series. But there aren't any tracks. Mary Shelley had like 6 tracks and there were like live bugs in it, and there was just no way I was dealing with that. So that went in the trash. It's not like it was valuable or anything. I went to like a bunch of different sources to consolidate all this information, so if you have any other questions, let me know in the comments and I can direct you to more info or try to answer your question. I hope you enjoyed this weirdly informative total departure from my typical videos. Alright, I post book related videos every Wednesday, so if you want to see more, subscribe. If you like this video, hit like. If you want to keep talking, you can find me on Twitter at Kelsey Reads or Goodreads at Kelsey Lynn Reads or Instagram at Kelsey Reads. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.